Pick up that boulder, shut that filthy mouth.
Yes, ma'am.
You have got a sewer for a mouth.
Always be by his side. Get that ass out of this fucking life.
Whether you know her as Queen Badass, Leslard, the serial dater, the ultimate thirst pit of despair, Jabba the Hutt, or even just good old Leslie Clark, she's been around on the internet for quite some time now, so it's time to talk about her. Leslie was born on August 6th of 1997, supposedly in Gonzales, Louisiana. We don't know a lot about her early life, however, we do know that for whatever reason, she currently lives with her grandma, and their relationship is strained to say the least.
Pick up that boulder, shut that filthy mouth.
Yes, ma'am.
You have got a sewer for a mouth, and I hear it in here with the door closed.
How about you?
Don't you dare get on that boat and cuss like that again.
Take your ass in the house. God damn.
Leslie lies, disrespects, and steals from her grandma, who is her sole provider since she finds it near impossible to hold down a job. In fact, Leslie was arrested in 2019 for trying to steal her grandmother's car, so now we have this immaculate mugshot. She's a real heartbreaker, I know. This, however, didn't seem to keep her from shying from the law, as you will soon find out.
I didn't even do anything.
So listen, you yell at me, I'm going to put you in handcuffs, I'm going to take you to Donaldsonville right now for disturbing the peace by public intoxication. You just showed me an alcohol bottle.
But it's not public if I'm doing it in my own yard.
Okay, we weren't in your own yard a second ago. You were walking down the street and you were...
Half an hour ago. Yo, how is it freaking public intoxication when I'm doing it at home? When y'all see me open the bottle sitting here.
Something interesting about Leslie's appearance, other than her uncanny resemblance to Majin Buu, is her tongue, which is almost always sticking out. This is because she was born with one that was just way too big to fit in her mouth.
Alright, to answer this question, everybody has a birth defect. My birth defect is having an enlarged tongue. My tongue is too big for my mouth. That is my birth defect. I gotta live with it, okay?
It's really gross and uncomfortable to talk about this chick's mouth and tongue, considering the post she's made online. So a like would be greatly appreciated. Leslie created a YouTube channel back in 2017 called Queen Badass. Among her first few videos, Leslie showcases her nicotine addiction in a video called Showing Y'all How a Girl Puts Dip in Their Lip, which will become an even more prominent trait of Leslie's in the future. Leslie's goal in creating this channel was to become a storytime YouTuber, which was an extremely popular genre of videos at the time. Leslie would make several videos about being pregnant and wanting to get pregnant, which, as you'll see later, is an early display of a pattern of behavior. In another video of hers, she claims to be transgender. This wasn't true and was likely just an attention-seeking stunt because she just really can't help herself.
So technically, I am transgender. I know I am transgender. I get my boobs gone and my stomach gone and trying to act more towards like a dude I want to be and stuff, so... I was always, when I was a little girl, I've always wanted to be a boy. Cause I knew I was the perfect type to be one, and cause I always acted like one, I always played like one, I always dressed like one. I was never the girly girl type. I was always like a boy for some reason. I don't know why, I just was.
Leslie is in a constant state of heat and seeking attention. There has probably never been a moment in Leslie's life where she has not either A, been in pursuit of a romantic partner, or B, been in a relationship with one. And as we're going to find out, this is often a worse situation than the former. Her first love, the Romeo to her Juliet, the yin to her yang, Perry. Leslie and Perry go back just about as far as time itself. I mean, they're like a match made in heaven. They're both trashy and have no respect for each other inside and outside their relationship. Leslie has been riding the high of being in a not-so-committed relationship with Perry for years at this point. Perry is a hood rat that can't keep his shit in his pants, which obviously makes him the perfect prey for Leslie. With that incredible pred stash, his greasy hair, and his habit of saying slurs from time to time, like many other characters in this dumpster fire of a story, he was made for her. They even got matching tattoos. How cute. Just kidding, Leslie actually just tattooed Perry's name on her because she is obsessed with this man. Or boy, I don't know. This dude cannot be older than 15. In May of 2019, Perry broke up with Leslie. At this point, it's unclear how long they had been together, as Leslie said it had been 8 years, while Perry said it had been 2 days. After a little bit of negotiation, Leslie brought that 8 years down to a month and 4 days, which is what we'll be going off of, not that it matters much. No longer with Leslie, Perry got a new girl named Lisa. Desperate to get him back, however, Leslie decided it was high time to cause a scene, and subsequently, Leslie told the world that she was pregnant with Perry's baby and rubbed this in Lisa's face. We don't have the original post, however, we do have a screenshot of them fighting over if she's even pregnant. Spoiler, she wasn't. Leslie went on to create a Facebook profile for herself, sharing Perry's last name in an attempt to pin her imaginary baby onto him, except in hindsight, this just made it seem like they were siblings. Needless to say, Perry was not thrilled with this move. That's so fucking funny. Not everyone knew that Leslie was faking a pregnancy just so that way she could get back with Perry, since she wasn't a well-known figure at the time. Of course, though, she decided the best move in this situation would be to profit off of the sympathy of people who genuinely believed that she was pregnant, and thus, the baby formula scam as it's known today. She claimed that she was 4 months pregnant and that she would be naming her baby Perry Roy Friedley Jr. after his dad, of course. Many people apparently wound up reaching out to Leslie, concerned and wanting to help, some of which were scammed. Conversely though, more and more people were beginning to call her out. Even just on her Facebook, people wrote lengthy paragraphs about how wrong what she was doing was, and a bystander named Brittany left some thoughts that hit especially close to home. You need help. You're not pregnant and you need to leave Perry alone. You will find someone who loves you for you, but you need to stop obsessing over any guy who gives you the slightest bit of attention. You need mental help. And if you want people to leave you alone and believe you're pregnant, then prove it. It's not that hard. There's no other excuse for you not to do it other than that you're lying. So just denying this shows that you're lying, because nobody would put up that big of a fight over something that's true. The pressure piled on and seemingly became too much for Leslie to continue. The jig was up. That is, if she is even capable of holding a jig. She would post a video to her TikTok with a written message saying sorry to all the people who sent her money for the pregnancy and that she would send it back. Long story short, this was a lie. Hey y'all, it's Leslie. I just want to say how sorry I am for lying about everything, and I didn't mean for it to go this far. I only did it so Perry would be with me and his ex would be jealous. I know what I did was wrong, and I am sorry for everyone who sent me money. Please comment your Cash App or message me, and I will send you back whatever you sent me when I get paid. Nobody ever got their money back, and Leslie even did a victory-style dance emote on all of her supporters whom she had just scammed by posting a reply to someone's comment, putting all of the blame on the people who had cared for her.
I just want to say thank you, because you got a point. You really do got a point. Because it is their own fault. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Because you do got a point there, honey. And I really appreciate it.
The fucking smile kills me, bro. What a two-faced goddamn. The public discourse after Leslie's money heist may lead you to believe this was the only time that this had ever happened, but don't be deceived. Leslie may not look the part, but she is an expert in this field. Stop texting me, you fat ass bitch. I'm not fat, I'm pregnant, you ugly, fat, drug addict, mentally retarded son of a bitch. And you need to get... You also need to stay out of me and Dylan's life. Don't come around us either. You are not allowed to come around our baby at all. You got it. You so stupid, not funny. I like this guy. She also tried to pull an even more blatant scam, a lot like the one that she did this time, except with the COVID pandemic, which is awesome. Thanks, Leslie.
Hey, TikTok. This dude right here is my brother. I know we're different colors. I know we look different and all, but he's my brother because we got the same mama. He was recently diagnosed with the coronavirus. And he's only 19 years old. And I was wondering if y'all could pray for him and shit so he can get better. So can I please pray for my brother so he can get better from the coronavirus? Because he's only 19 years old.
This isn't even where the arc ends either. Leslie went on a rampage making fun of women who had just lost their children through miscarriages and stillbirths. Here she is commenting laughing emojis under a video of a woman mourning the loss of her child. On this same video, she says that she has lost a baby, which doesn't make any fucking sense for a lot of reasons that I'm not gonna get into. The woman replied to her, "So bitch, what's so funny? No real female that has supposedly lost a baby would be laughing at another woman's loss. So what's so funny, bubble bass?" Later in 2023, she would take a pregnancy test on a live with a woman who had just lost a child during her pregnancy. I don't think it's necessary to include this, but the test was negative because, fortunately, you have to actually have sex with someone to become pregnant.
It's about the same. Hold on, give it a second. Okay, I can see it. How long ago was that taken?
It was about like 10 minutes ago.
Because I lost the baby at 6 weeks.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I would wait like maybe like 4 more days, but if your bleeding starts like picking up and it's heavy, then I wouldn't waste the money on a test. Because I wasted so much money on my testing because I was like, I'm not pregnant, there's no way. And all my tests kept coming back positive.
I want to note that a lot of this stuff didn't happen around the time Leslie faked her pregnancy with Perry. However, this section has mostly become more of a section scrutinizing Leslie's relationship with faking pregnancies and pregnancies in general. And with that, let's move back to Perry. Seeing how unhinged and willing to do anything for his attention Leslie was becoming, he faked his fucking death. So here's a little bit of evidence that this actually happened. This led to a long gap in time where neither of them would speak to each other. During his exile, Perry would serve jail time after being sentenced to 3 years in prison. For what, I'm not sure, since there are a number of things this guy got arrested for around this period, and public records don't seem to show much for him. My best guess is that he received a sentence for his and Leslie's attempted theft of her grandmother's car. It could also be a myriad of other different things, like his alleged relationship with a 14-year-old. This dude is a hoodlum, so there is no telling what he could have gone to jail over. During Perry's time away, a man named Kenneth, who, separate from all the other trolls plaguing Leslie's DMs, was genuinely interested in being in a relationship with her.
Please say darling in a seductive way.
Darling.
Brother, what's that?
This is despite being married and having a whole-ass daughter with his wife. This is going to become more problematic later, as Leslie has a big problem with her conduct around children. Kenneth would post multiple videos to his TikTok with screenshots of Leslie's and his messages where they would flirt and send photos to one another. Leslie's audience eventually caught wind of his posts and began to beg him to never talk to her again, because even at this point, I mean, do I really need to explain why she shouldn't get with a man in a stable marriage that has children? The pressure from all of the comments began piling on until Kenneth caved and cut ties with Leslie forever. Okay, everyone, you guys win. We are just friends. I'm sorry, Leslie, but I tried. Every one of the people who hate on you are attacking me and bringing up my kid and your past, and my child comes first. I'm sorry people couldn't just be happy for us. We can still be friends, but my daughter comes first. She replies, you can't just ignore them. And he replies, I'm trying, but they've contacted my wife and everything. They keep contacting her TikTok and won't stop. They keep trashing me because of stuff you did. I'm sorry. Forget dodging a bullet, this dude dodged a fucking nuke, Jesus. This didn't really affect Leslie all that much because apparently she didn't even care about Kenneth all that much anyway, since she had been ignoring his messages up to him cutting ties. This change in attitude was likely because she had been in the early stages of talking to a man named Tyler. It's pretty widely accepted that Tyler only dated Leslie as a joke so that he could bolster his popularity and possibly further his rapping career. However, this seems to be a lie, furthered by this now deleted video from Tyler's TikTok.
I genuinely like Leslie, bro. I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I understand people have quarrels with her, and I get that. But I don't know. I feel like what she puts on TikTok versus how she is in personal life, it's two different things. And I get it, man. You know, I'm not gonna be able to spew and like talk you guys into like that hate her into like liking her. But you know, I don't know. I like Leslie. You know, she's a friend, bro. I've known her for years, and you know, that's the way it goes.
Rewinding the clock back to 2019, amid the Leslie and Perry pregnancy drama, Leslie changed her cover photo to a screenshot of a snap from Tyler. Around this time, she had also changed her relationship status to in a relationship, seemingly telling people that she and Tyler were together. At first, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong with this until you do some math and realize that Tyler would have been around 16 or 17 while Leslie was 22. It seems to me that Leslie actually groomed Tyler for some time. Nonetheless, once Kenneth and Leslie had separated, she sped her way into a relationship with Tyler. And when I say sped into, I really mean sped through, because not too long after they got together, they were already breaking up, which in typical Leslie fashion was over dramatized in the most entertaining Leslie way possible.
I'm sorry, don't leave me, I need you here with me.
She recorded 6 of these, by the way, all in one session too. It's possible that at some point in their semi-platonic relationship that Tyler was trolling her, but I really just don't see it that way. I speculate that he was romantically interested in her, but at some point got sick of her shit because, I mean, who wouldn't, and played it off like he never liked her in the first place. There were several people who did just date her for the vine though, like a guy named Logan.
I've been wanting to talk about this a long enough time, and I finally got you. So we're gonna talk about that.
Alright, go ahead. I'll think about it. Put that tongue away.
You always.
But that's a little more in depth than I would like to get into for this video. It seems that after this though, we have another large jump in time moving to 2022, which appears to be around the time that Perry started getting more involved in Leslie's life again. He hooked Leslie up with one of his friends he made in jail named Levi, who committed vehicular manslaughter on his girlfriend according to this person on YouTube. It doesn't seem like that relationship left any significant merit though. Leslie began playing a game of cat and mouse with Perry again, hanging out with him and being buddy-buddy, and then going online to talk shit on him. She claimed that she filed a restraining order against him, though this likely isn't true, as she claims that they had sex in March of that year, and he even became her plug. Perilled the plug, as this Redditor cites. Eventually, seemingly as an act of God, Leslie would learn why it's usually a good idea to listen to your friends when Perry would rob her at gunpoint of $15 after she came to him for more za. She came home from filing a police report and began to stream to her TikTok audience to talk about it. A quick side note, around this time Leslie also claimed that Perry had been wanted by the police because he had killed somebody. The implications for this are pretty crazy, as she was actually hiding his location from the police at this time. However, this isn't actually true, so, you know, Leslie's just a liar. Something about these $15 being taken from her must have triggered something in her, because after this, she started talking to a boy named Wyatt, who at the time was 19. They dated for 11 days on the dot and broke up because the long distance wasn't working for Wyatt. After this week-and-a-half long relationship, Leslie would go on to post about it for months on end, crying about how much she misses him and just everything you wouldn't expect a 26-year-old woman to do in the situation.
I've been trying so hard. It just ain't that easy. I just thought he was the one.
At this point in time, it seems like Leslie was getting herself into some real hot water because every little thing she was doing was being picked apart, and at this point in the year, the controversy was non-stop. While in a live stream with a couple other TikTok creators, a 17-year-old Ethan joined the live stream and claimed that Leslie had sent nudes to him 2 years ago when he was 15. The rest speaks for itself.
For sending nudes to 15-year-old boy.
Who's this?
And how are you related to Leslie?
My name's Ethan. I was 15 when she sent the nudes to me, and I'm 17 now.
You were the one? You were the one?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Ethan.
Yeah. I was 15 when she sent the nudes to me. My sister has the account logged in.
You are Courtney's brother.
Yes, ma'am.
My God.
Yes, ma'am. My sister has.
Okay, I have a question, Ethan. And Leslie, please, did you know he was 15 when you sent those photos?
Yeah,
No.
I did.
No, I didn't.
Leslie, how old did you think he was?
Somebody told me he was 18.
Why didn't you ask him?
Ma'am, I'm going to be straight up with you. I told her how old I was. I said, I'm not allowed to talk to anybody above the age of 17. And that's when she had sent the nudes.
Another person by the name of AJ would come out and reveal that he had baited Leslie into a relationship when he was 16.
I'm 16. I'm a trans male. The first thing that she said when I asked her how old she was probably too old to be talking to you. Okay, then why the f are you still talking to me? I'm gonna show a screenshot real quick of proof that she was dating a 16-year-old. Me. There's the first screenshot, pause to read. And there's the second screenshot, pause to read.
On top of all these victims coming out about their stories with Leslie, she would get into another bit of drama with a person named Sage. Sage is a transgender man who would meet her in August of 2022, the same year this was all going down, in case you lost track. According to Sage, he added Leslie over Snapchat, but they wouldn't talk much until one of his friends let him know that she had a thing for Leslie. So, being the bro that he is, Sage messaged her and told her. This backfired because Leslie would show an interest in Sage, which at the time was mutual, because believe it or not, Leslie was able to act like a normal, down-to-earth person at times. This, according to Sage, didn't last though, as Leslie would begin to manipulate him. Despite this though, he maintained some level of respect for her because obviously he didn't know about all of the shit that Leslie had done at this point. This was short-lived though, as he began being bombarded with DMs, proving what he had assumed were just rumors at the time. This was when the real drama began to unravel between the two. Leslie and Sage never dated, as at some point, Sage decided it would be in his best interest to work on himself instead of diving into a relationship, which I can admire. This turned out to be the wrong choice though, since because of this, Leslie began spreading lies about Sage, sparking a pretty drawn-out back and forth between the two. Sage bullied and talked shit on Leslie. Leslie said he had sex with a teenager and tried to dead name him, and it gets pretty messy from here. Essentially, the two had a couple of bitch fits, but nonetheless, at some point, the drama would eventually die down. The two quit talking about each other and they went their separate ways. Then, because she just can't stop bumbling over herself, Leslie decided it would be a good idea to express her love for a person by the name of Connor through a public TikTok video.
I gotta say that I have a huge crush on Connor. But there's a problem. I can't date him because he's too young and shit like that, but I do care for him. I do love him. He means absolute world to me.
Turns out Connor was actually a minor, and Leslie just told everyone that she was in love with him. Sometime around this wild situation's unravelment, Leslie would go live with someone and laugh about Perry, her one true love, being sexually assaulted in jail.
Oh yeah, and your man got in jail too.
Did he really?
Yes, I'm telling you, somebody called me and they was like, Perry just got on lockdown in jail. And I was like, all right, so when he got out of jail, I asked him, what happened to you in jail? He said, I don't want to talk about it.
Whether this has to do with him permanently cutting ties with her or not, I'm not sure. But later, Leslie would post the video that is mostly responsible for her eventual rise to popularity. A message for whoever gets her man.
This is to the girl who kissed the boy I love. Hi. I'm the ex, and I know this might sound crazy, but you got him. You got him. But do me a favor. Don't break his heart, always. Either or him. Always have his back. Take care of him. And love him unconditionally. Most importantly, take good care of him and love him like I did.
Yeah, dude, we don't really care, man. Leslie has performed multiple scams over a pretty long course of time, so it's pretty hard to keep track of every one of them, so forgive me if I place this one in the wrong period of time. During 2023, Leslie began yet another scam telling people that her cousin, Brooklyn Fletcher, was struggling to feed her newborn and that she needed formula for her child. Many people would reach out wanting to help, so she would forward the Cash App of her cousin for them to send money to. Well, turns out that this Cash App was actually made the same day that someone reached out to her, which is already suspicious enough. On top of this though, a search through Facebook revealed that Brooklyn Fletcher was just one of Leslie's alt accounts. After being called out for scamming people yet again, she would post a video to TikTok after a shift at the Burger King telling people that she would give them her money back. I'm sure you can guess how that went.
Alright, for the people that I owe money to, I cannot check and see who sent me money because that Cash App was reported and got taken down. So I don't have that Cash App anymore. I have to make a whole new Cash App. So I'm trying to pay y'all back right now. And the only way I can do that is if y'all send me proof to Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. If y'all need any of my information, message me and I'll send it to you. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
The most insane part about this entire story, in my opinion, surrounding Leslie Clark, is her involvement in some beef she had with another character who I have actually covered on this very channel. Leslie and Tofiachu started beefing for some weird reason, both of them trying to take a moral high ground over the other by bringing up the nasty shit they've done, when they're both pretty even as far as being a piece of shit goes. From what I understand, this beef started because someone called out Tofia, and as she does so well, she deflected the criticism by talking shit about Nova Online and, of course, Leslie Clark. This sparked a long, drawn-out beef where neither of them could help themselves from talking shit about one another. They both made several appearances in each other's lives where they would bicker like the lunatics they are.
Why did you scratch yourself? Why'd you scratch yourself and sniff your hands? Why'd you scratch yourself and sniff your hands? Where's Perry?
Harassment.
Why do you got a tattoo of Perry and he don't even want your ugly ass? Chris Griffin.
And why did Perry call me the other day?
You got so much to say.
Dumbass.
Right? You got so much to say. Where's your little guard dog?
I'm calling animal control today, and I'm calling adult protective services.
Where's your
I've seen you put your hands on your fucking mother.
Where is he? Where is he?
I seen you put your hands on your fucking mother.
Where is he? Because you can't answer. Why did you have Simone on your live?
It was a fucking lie. You hit
Didn't
her.
she say she R-words
We all
kids?
seen it.
Why do you have Simone on your live, huh? You're just like her, right? Right? Right?
I can control who comes in my
She
life.
said she R-words kids and you had her on your live. Half black queen. Oh, you're black. You're black now? You're black now? You're black. You're black now. You're black now.
Sophia, you're nothing but
You don't even look black, to be honest. Stop scratching yourself on live and sniffing your hands, fishy hands.
Quit drinking
Where's
out
your
of
guard
freaking
dog?
cups
Not here to help.
that roaches have crawled into.
Bark, 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 bark,
Learn how to
bark,
get a
bark,
fucking
bark,
job in
bark,
a fucking life.
bark, bark,
Learn
bark, bark,
how
bark,
to
bark,
freaking
bark, bark,
stop stealing money from
bark, bark,
people.
bark,
Learn how to
bark,
stop
bark,
watching
bark,
teenage porn.
bark,
Learn
bark,
how to
bark,
stop
bark, bark,
freaking obsessing over
bark, bark.
teen Asian
Goodbye.
kids.
Goodbye, fish.
Leslie would tell Tofia she doesn't get dick, and Tofia would tell her that she can have anyone she wants, which is Cap, and that Leslie is fat and ugly. You really can't make this shit up. In the heat of all of this, Leslie would admit to her attempting to entice Ethan on a live with a bunch of Tofia haters who took her side after she admits she tried to fuck a kid.
Say something about that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There's not. That is true, but back then I learned from my mistakes. I apologized to him multiple times, and he was like, "You know what, Leslie? I'm not gonna press charges on you. I'm not gonna do it."
So she's just bringing up stuff that's like dead and gone.
Yeah.
Well, it's because she has nothing else to use against Leslie. Like she got nothing.
Like, yeah, it's wrong, but if you and the other person squashed it and you've learned from it and you moved on, and
Yep.
it's like it's a known thing, why keep bringing it up?
Exactly. It's very weird.
Like with her, it's very much current, relevant stuff that we're bringing up about her. It's not like,
Right.
you know what I mean? It's not like from 50 years ago.
She also says that since he's 18 now, her crime had met the statute of limitations and that he couldn't press charges on her anyway, which doesn't seem to be the case. But anyway, that's about the end of the story as of now. She allegedly recently started working somewhere and didn't last an entire day before being fired, if that means anything to you. There hasn't really been any other significant revelations other than Leslie begging for money so she can buy weed and support her nicotine and alcohol addictions. Overall, Leslie Clark is a psycho. She's gross, delusional, and a threat to humanity as a whole. She is the epitome of the failures of the human race and should absolutely be in prison for her crimes against children and the scams she's done. So with that, my name is Hyrugel, and I'd like to thank you once again for 10,000 subscribers, and I'd like to thank you for watching. Join the Discord, link in description.